Hey everybody, Yankee here. You know, one thing you hear all the time these days is how dangerous it is in this country now. You're going to be a victim of a violent crime. Even though, statistically, that's probably not true. In fact, you're probably safer nowadays than you have been for any extended period of history. Especially a few decades back. If you just look at the few previous decades, we're a lot safer now than we were then. There was a lot more crime then. And when I was a kid, it was definitely more dangerous than it is now. Even though people my age love to say, oh, we used to ride our bicycles miles from home all day long and no one worried about us. Well, you're right that no one worried, but they probably had more reason to worry because, like I said, it was more likely you'd be the victim of something heinous back then than it is now. But you have social media and mainstream media trying to tell you different, but it's just not true. But even though this probably is one of the safest periods in history, you still have to worry about predators. There are broken people out there that will hurt you. They'll victimize you first chance they get. They're a small minority, but they're very dangerous. And that's why I always tell people you should carry in case you run into one of these broken people in your everyday life because they are spread throughout the population. So, and because of that fact, even though, like I said, it's fairly safe nowadays, people carry for self-defense. In fact, more people carry for self-defense now than ever before, which is maybe why it's safer now than it ever has been. And people still do have guns in their home for self-defense, home defense. And, you know, we can all disagree on what's the best gun to carry for self-defense or what's the best gun to have for home defense. But I think one thing we can all agree on is that we don't want to use them. Most gun owners do not want to use their gun in self-defense. They definitely don't want to use it offensively, and they don't want to have to use it defensively. They just don't want to be victimized. Most people don't want to end up being a victim of a violent crime. And they have those firearms to help prevent that more than anything else. So the last thing they want to do is have to use those guns. Now, there are some pin-headed tacty fools that feel differently, because they got tiny PPs or their mommy never told them they were handsome or their dad never hugged them, you know, whatever. There are some of those people out there, but they're among those broken people, in my opinion. The vast majority of us never want to use our firearms in any violent way. We just want to go to the range and all this other stuff, have fun, and then be safe because we have them. Don't want to use them. And even though it is safer now than ever, you might have to use them because there are criminals out there. There's bad people out there. However, there could be less cause to use firearms, less circumstances where deadly force would be justified if people just followed one simple rule. And that rule is don't fuck with people or their stuff. It's simple. A lot of the violence that exists in this country or in this world even is because one person decided they were going to mess with another person or their property or their family, etc. And those people responded. Even if the other person isn't armed and they mess with someone and it escalates to violent, deadly violence, that's still on the person that decided to fuck with somebody else or their stuff. So if people just wouldn't do that, we'd live in a lot better world. That combined with the other things that have progressed in this country to make us safer would make us even more safe. So that would be a great thing, but it seems most people forget this simple rule, which is why I designed this graphic here. It's our old friend Woodsy, the guy who reminded us all not to litter or pollute when we were kids. Well, now he's reminding people of this simple rule. He's reminding you, hey, he doesn't want to shoot anybody. So don't mess with people, don't fuck with people or their stuff. Give a hoot, don't make me shoot. It's a simple rule. Just don't do it. Because Woodsy doesn't want to shoot anyone. That's why he says, give a hoot, don't make me shoot. So I thought this would be a great design to help remind people of that simple little rule. Now, if you want to get a product with this design on it and help out TYMP, which helps put firearms in the homes of lower income people so they can exercise their Second Amendment rights and not become victims, you can go over to my website. It's on t-shirts, it's on sweatshirts, there's coffee mug, hat, there's magnets and stickers, and there's all kinds of other designs over there too. But if you want these ones, go on over. They're live now. I'll put a link in the upper corner of this video because, like I said, if people just remembered that golden rule, don't fuck with other people or their stuff, there'd be a lot less reasons that people would have to shoot. So, like Woodsy says, give a hoot, don't make me shoot, don't mess with other people or their stuff. It's that simple.